It's 1989 now. Your new album.
Yes.
Debut album, right?
Yes, debut record.
Comes out. You're riding high. It's number 1 for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, life's a highway, as that country people say. Whoa. Is that what they say? But you're riding high. And then not too long after that, you're in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
How did you take that at the time? Like, I mean, I can only imagine being, how old are you at this point? 18?
21.
21.
Wow.
So you're 21, you get your whole life in front of you. You're doing so great. You're with some of the biggest artists in the world. You're helping them. You're growing with them. Everyone, like you guys are going up as a team. And then the one thing that you need to be a rapper, your speaking voice, is gone. What are you thinking about during that time?
Probably just all kinds of stuff, man, you know. Death.
Yeah.
You know, and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And plenty of alcohol, you know. But even in that sort of moment, I was able to pivot because I still wanted to be great.
Yeah.
You know, I still had that desire to show people that I was really good at this shit. And so I was just able to use their voices to sort of get off, you know.
Yeah.
I thought that would work.
Yeah.
You know, and it did kind of for a minute. Then it just stopped. And in fact, in those days, I used to put my name in all of Dre's raps and shit.
Yeah.
Because that was the only way I could get people to say my name.
Hey, I'm still here.
Yeah. And then he got tired of it. He was like, bro, why you keep putting your fucking name in my fucking raps and shit? But that was my only way to get it in. But even that, after a while, just didn't work. And I think, you know, G.O.D. blessed me with Snoop Dogg because everything that I wanted to give, he was so willing to take. And even to this day, he never ceases to amaze me how great of a human being he is because he always gives that back. You know?
That's one thing I've kind of noticed. I don't know Snoop. I've never met him. But from his persona that I see as from the public view, he seems to be a guy that he is who he is.
Oh, yeah.
He takes care. I remember watching that reality show he had a few years ago where, you know, his house and you see his kids and everything. It's like he almost did never forget where he came from.
Never. I mean, there are some people are just who they are.
Yeah.
You know?
Like you're one of the biggest rappers in the world and you still go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yeah.
You're still keeping up with all the people you came up with.
Yeah.
You know, you're helping them out when they need help. He just seems like a really great guy.
Chuck D's one of those guys. Ice-T's one of those guys. Ice Cube's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg is one of those guys. These are guys I've known for, you know, 35 years or so, and they're exactly the same guy.
Yeah.
And Ice-T, as big a star as he became on TV and in music, he still talks to me like I'm that young dude that's still the coldest in the game. He still comes at me like that.
Yeah.
And it's really just cool to be able to stay in contact with these men.
It's family. It really is kind of like family.
No question.
For years, I thought that the injury to your voice was caused by the accident, but then I heard it could have been the hospital.
Yeah, it was the doctors. They intubated me and sort of evolved that vocal fold on the right side. And it if I would have left it alone, it probably would have healed itself in about a year, maybe a year and a half. I found this out much later.
Yeah.
That happens. What happened to me happens to a lot of people. But I was in such a hurry to get this thing healed that I went back in, had scar tissue removed, and whoever that doctor was screwed me.
Is it too late to go back after that doctor? I got Judge Steve Harvey's number there.
It's too late. Trust me.
Looking back, though, do you ever feel like the accident was sort of a blessing in disguise?
It's absolutely what it was.
Yeah.
I look back on those days without a hint of any anger or resentment towards anybody or anything. Anybody, the guys that most people would look at as enemies or anti-heroes of the story, a la Suge Knight, I'm thankful for those guys. You know, I needed those guys to be right here talking to you today.
Yeah.
If any one of those guys does one thing differently, then I don't get to be right here right now.
Yeah, because you're 21 years old. I mean, you basically, you know, risk life and death.
Oh yeah.
And whether it's in a car accident or in, you know, the jungles of Vietnam, that's going to shape your profile from that day on.
Yeah.
No question.
And you can either let it beat you up or, you know, you just grow and adapt.
And it was tough, man. You know, I ingested a lot of shit trying to cover it up because being high was the only way I could be D.O.C. again.
Right.
You know, when you're high, you're Doc. Everybody loves you.
Right.
You're fun. You're funny. You're the guy. When you're not, you're just mad. You're angry. You're bitter. You know. And
at some point, you have to figure out who's the real guy.
You know what I mean? And so coming all these years later, it took all of this time for me to find out that I'm still just that same kid from West Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, just a good guy. You know, I feel good when everybody wins, and I'm down to work towards that.
Yeah. What I think is so cool about it, the fact that you are a writer and not just a rapper. You never truly like lost your voice, like you said. You kind of continued to speak through other people. Mm-hmm. You lost your speaking ability, but not your voice.
Well, I lost the power behind that gift.
Yeah.
But I was always able to speak. In fact, I don't want to give any of the documentary away.
Yeah.
Because it's such a really cool story.
I can't wait.
You know, there's meaning and purpose in this sound.
Yeah.
Took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah. Do you feel like, you know, they say when somebody loses a sense, their eyesight, hearing, the other senses become stronger. Do you feel like your writing ability became stronger after the accident?
No. I was pretty good all the way through. You know, my ability to be sort of an asshole increased a zillion-fold.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And you'll find that out in the documentary too.
Yeah.
Like I bear it all. You know, I because this healing is not just for me, it's for everybody.
Let's talk about the documentary, which comes out when? This summer, right?
Well, it premieres at Tribeca.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. On June the 10th, which is my birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, very, very fucking cool.
We're just one day off. My birthday's on the 11th.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what we should do? We should all go to Tribeca and watch his documentary for y'all's birthday.
Shit, yeah, it's going to be off the freaking chain because, like I said, I may be the vehicle.
Yeah.
But this documentary is not about me. It's about us.
Yeah.
And the us may be black people.
Yeah.
The us may be hip hop.
Yeah.
Or the us may be here in Dallas-Fort Worth. But it's about us, and it's our time now. You know, it's coming through me, but this victory is for everybody.
I cannot wait. So it goes to Tribeca, and then it on demand after that. Do you know?
When
Still
you
working
go
on
to
that.
Tribeca, then you get it sold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then after that, you get your distribution deal.
Yeah, and then where it goes is where it goes, and people have already started to call.
Good.
You know?
Good.
Wow.
I don't know if we want Netflix though. It doesn't seem like they're doing too well.
No.
I'm telling you, people shit.
Quibi, if Quibi calls, hang up the phone.
Well, maybe this may be the one.
Yeah.
But it's
the one
going to
to get me
cost
back.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
This might bring you back from the dead, but you're gonna have to put up the money for
Oh
it.
my God. You know what I mean? And so look, I haven't, like I've been in this business for 35 years.
Yeah.
I've never made $1 million in this business before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
You know, and so that in itself is enough to be super excited about. That the fact that I get to come home and the aspirations that I have for this city these visions are God-sized.
Yeah.
And I can only tell you that 5 years from now, you won't recognize this city
Yeah.
Yeah.
from today.
Yeah.
Because of the musical imprint that's going to be here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to touch on that because, you know, again, I love the local rappers we have here. I've befriended them over the years. B-Hamp, Dero, I don't know too well, but Fat Pimp. All these guys are great, wonderfully talented guys.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas had a spark for a little bit during the dance rap craze.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me so proud that these guys were getting the national attention they deserve. Because when you think of Texas rappers, you automatically go to Houston.
Yeah.
You got your Mike Jones, you got the Paul Walls and all that stuff.
Ghetto
They were
Boys.
big. Yeah. But now, at this point in time, 2009, 2010, it switched. And now when you thought of Texas rappers, you thought about these guys. You thought about the Stanky Leg that came out of that, you know, or the Ricky Bobby or whatever. And it made me really proud to be around and witness all of that. And then it feels like it died down again.
Yeah.
But then you're starting to see this, it's like this momentum building. And I feel like what you're saying in 5 years, it's going to explode.
Yeah, they got the lesson that they haven't quite learned yet is this business is a business.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a commercial value to it. And if you can tap into that, you can still be your hood guy, your street guy, but there are ways to go about it so that you could build your audience in a way that it could really benefit you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing your best to get yourself locked up just so you could say you did some shit or
right. Have a story to tell.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate that these guys, like, it used to be where life imitated art.
Yeah.
Now it's just art imitating life.
Yeah.
And even that life is an imitation.
I got a real quick question, and I don't want to keep going back to
No, keep going back.
to like you and Dre, because I'm more interested in you and how you feel about things. But what do you think about the Super Bowl show?
I thought it was dope.
I cried. I teared up.
The thing is, like, it was one of those shows where I saw videos of people just dancing and having fun and everything, and like I just watched it and I don't want to call it a spectacle, but it was more like the sight of it, because like I sit there and I think back when I was 12 years old, like when I was 12, when the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl against the Bills at the Rose Bowl, I think it was Michael Jackson.
Was it really?
I think it was Michael Jackson.
That was
a good one.
But
Clark showed his age.
Well, but the thing is, it's like, this is the reason why he's performing at the Super Bowl is because he's the number one music star, not just pop star. He's the number one music star in the world. So it's like we're trying to do this thing where we're bringing the Super Bowl up because we're bringing the we're having this music star take it with him. And then it was like, now the Super Bowl is big, and now we're kind of like bringing these music acts along, because it's like, hey, what's popular with the kids now? And
right.
It's like, or what's popular with middle-aged women?
Right.
I mean,
or
that's
TikTok.
That's how Maroon 5 gets a show.
Sure.
But then this is one of those shows where it was like, man, you're looking at a form of art that is probably on page with the number one sporting event, at least in our part of the world.
Yeah.
And you're kind of sitting there thinking like, okay, which one's the bigger one here? And I mean, I know it was the LA Rams.
That's a great question.
But it was just like, it was like watching this one thing, and like I didn't even get up and dance. I didn't even get up because I was like, man, I think I'm looking at history. And yeah, of course you're always looking at history when you're watching the Super Bowl. But I was generally thinking like, you're seeing an attitudinal shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they could have done that with a new rapper. Like I don't think they could have put Post Malone out there and it be popular, because people are, all due respect to the guy, there's people that are going to shoot holes in like his validity as this kind of artist. Whereas you throw Snoop Dogg and Dre out there along with Eminem, you're like, wow, 3 heavy hitters. And then, of course, 50 Cent hanging out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was one of those things where like I didn't sit there and dance, and I wanted to, but I was like, man, no, this is something to watch. Like almost like watching. I kind of feel like it might be the closest thing I had to watching the moon landing.
Wow.
Because like that's how there's a shift from this point on, and now it's not just going to be like, hey, what's the best rap show that we can get for the Super Bowl? It's almost like, what's the show that we can do almost as good as that one? And it may be 10, 15 years until they have something that big.
I don't know. If the Spice Girls come back, that might be pretty bad.
Jesus. Maybe for you.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Maybe for you. But no, that was like
I agree.
That was one of those things where like I was blown away by it. Because if you put those guys in their prime would have been 93, 94, 95.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way they're playing the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have let them.
In those times. And even today, it almost felt sort of like a forced marriage.
Yeah.
But those, that where we are in society right now, just for the NFL to have the balls to pull that off, they should get kudos.
Yeah.
I just was thinking, like, try to put myself in like Dre's shoes of this guy who came from nothing, pursued his dreams, and now is playing on the biggest stage in the world all these years later. When you're right, at the time, 95, 96, you're not going to get that. But now all of a sudden you're there. I can't even imagine what's going through his mind.
When he brought everyone with him.
No better guy to do something like that because his reach is so vast.
Yeah.
He literally could ask anybody, let's do this, and they're going to do it. And they're going to give you their best. You know what I mean? And so that, to his point, that just may be the beginning of something really special going forward between NFL and music, because you don't just have to be genre specific even.
Right.
You know, you can get different genres up there to get up there and play around and show how inclusive a country we are, and you know, a sport NFL is, and yada yada yada. So there's all kind of pluses that come from that event.
Yeah.
Now, much more than just those are my guys, and I was really happy.
Yeah. Do you still write every day? Are you like Jerry Seinfeld, who has to get up and write, you know, a line every single day?
No.
You don't do that?
I still got it.
Yeah.
But something, it's always a spiritual thing with me. Something will move you. And I think the last time I was really serious about trying to write something, what was the word that they used to describe what we were going through when everybody had to mask up? It was 2 words. I forget what it was.
Social distance.
Social distancing,
oh, okay.
That's it. And so I wrote a record where that was, and it was actually pretty good. You know, I sent it to Snoop and everybody laughed. But I was trying to show how ridiculous sort of it was in the moment.
You have to be inspired.
Something
really
has
got
to
to be
inspire me. But I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling good. Musically now, because this documentary is going to open those doors for me again. There are people that really want to hear me do some stuff, you know, but I think I'm more interested in finding great things and producing them. Sure, I'd like to do some things myself just to satisfy, you know, those old sort of itches in people that may be fans of that old stuff. But, you know, I'm into what tomorrow is going to bring.
First off, let me just say this. You still got it. Because I saw you perform 6 years ago, something like that. Bomb Factory. It was...
Dang, was that long ago?
Yeah, it was a while back. That's where I'm sick with it.
He's dope.
He's such a great guy.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
But I just remember sitting in the audience thinking to myself, this is incredible. Because all Dallas artists.
Yeah.
Erica shows up.
Yeah.
You were there. Well, Scarface, Houston, right?
Yeah.
But still, it was like, it represented Texas. You came out, you did a few songs, and I thought, this guy still got it.
Oh, no question about it.
I'm like, you're there. Like,
I'm going to die with it.
Yeah. And I'm just so excited to see what you do next, because I just, your story is just incredible. Here's one thing, Sick With It. We had him on a couple weeks ago. He pointed this out. So at that concert, I bought 2 shirts. I bought a D.O.C. shirt. It was like the Straight Outta Compton parody logo. And I bought that. And I also bought this one. This is another parody. This is a Bangers. It says Texas Rangers logo, but it says Bangers. I bought it at your concert. My favorite shirt was the D.O.C. shirt. I called that my lucky shirt. I love it. For the life of me, I couldn't find it today. Otherwise, I would have wore it. But I also was in an accident.
Oh, dude, I was wondering if he was going to bring it up.
Well, how can I not?
Like, we had 9 minutes left. We're not going to mention the fucking leg.
How can I not?
We're going to make it through a show. 9 minutes.
How could I not, though? Let me tell you why.
That was so awesome, guys. By the way, I love that.
9 minutes. Call it 9 minutes and 17 seconds.
If Sick With It didn't make this connection, I wouldn't have even brought this up, but I have to. So Labor Day 2018, take you back.
Shit.
I'm on a scooter in Deep Ellum, one of the electric scooters, and
one of the guys you stand up on, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Never done it before in my life.
Fault.
It was definitely my fault, 100%.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you.
This is why
I'm joking.
This is why you have to watch Judge Steve Harvey. It's a little bit more complicated. We're episode 8, season 1 on Hulu now available. But I remember exactly what I was wearing that day. I was wearing my D.O.C. shirt.
Oh, wow.
And Sick With It said, well, you know, D.O.C. was also in an accident, and I never made that connection, ever. And because for me, even though mine was not as serious, I mean, I shattered my leg. I was out for like 6 months.
You would think it was the worst. Like,
yeah, I mean, I milk it. But for me, though, in all seriousness, it was a reboot moment for me. When you're laying on your back and you can't get up to even go pee for 3 months, it starts to change things, and you start to realize, you start to prioritize things a little bit differently. So there was a couple of people that I thought of when I was in there. Again, I know there's people way worse than I have been in with that accident, but I thought of Tracy Morgan, who was in a terrible accident with that Walmart truck and is back doing what he loves. And it almost, even though it was a terrible experience, he's kind of grateful for it now.
Absolutely.
Who it made him. And then I thought about you, not realizing the whole D.O.C. shirt. I thought that was sick that brought that up. But I thought about you and what was going through your mind at, 20-something years old, and you were right on the cusp. Who knows what could have happened, but something even better happened for you. You know what I mean? It's
eventually,
like you think this is where you're supposed to go, but then life kind of throws you a curveball. I say life, but who knows what it is, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you're over here and you're like, then you start to connect the dots. You're like, oh, wait a minute, but if I did do this, I wouldn't have done this. And then you start tracing it all back, and then you become a lot more grateful. So even though for me that was the most, I never broken a bone in my life, and to shatter 2 bones in like 18 places or 16 places was a pretty devastating day for me.
He doesn't even know anymore.
There was no final count.
He doesn't even know anymore how bad it was.
Right. But it was a moment for me that was a reboot moment for me, a reset.
But bro, I hate to hear it. It sucks. But in those moments for us as individuals are opportunities for growth.
Absolutely.
That you would never get otherwise.
Yeah.
So what you think is the shittiest thing that could ever happen to you is in fact probably one of the biggest blessings you could ever get.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, we got to work with Steve Harvey 3 years later.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a minute for it to play itself out.
But it always does.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning. That's what. But you were on my mind during that time. Because I was trying to make myself feel better. Because I'm like, it's not devastating. I can still talk.
At least I didn't lose my voice.
Right. Because that's how I make my living.
Yeah.
I was putting myself in your shoes. Again, you're a talented writer.
Yeah, because Michael's not making money kicking soccer balls.
Right. No. I just can't even imagine. I was older, and I was still. I was fortunate because I was still able to do things. I was coherent. I wasn't in a coma or anything like that. I could still write. But I thought about you guys and people who have been in worse situations and how you're able to come back from that. It makes me appreciate you more because of that. Man. You know what I mean? Even though I just sampled a tiny bit of it, it just makes me want to be more like that, more resilient, more. I don't know how to even articulate that, but your story helped me with what I was going through, if that makes sense.
And the way we think about things in today's society, the D.O.C. is the Department of Corrections. That's how we see it as a society. And so if you really think back, if you really sit back and think about it, where I am right now with this rebirth, this is the 3rd one. So this would be the resurrection, right?
Yeah.
The Department of Correction, right? This film, this moment in time, this purpose is to course correct what me and these guys basically started.
Yeah.
Now somebody needs to show up and say, okay, maybe we need to do it this way or change something about the dynamic in which we process and give this information out or something.
Right.
And it's already going on the web. A lot of the older guys are beginning to show up on their pages and give information that these younger guys really need to hear.
Yeah.
And so that's a part of it. If you step back and look at it from the bird's eye view, you can see the movement already happening, which is why I'm the guy.
Yeah.
And I take my position. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for it. And I'm gonna hold my nuts, and say what I feel and see if I can get these younger guys in Dallas to understand their power.
Yeah.
Because if you want real change, the real change happens in the mud.
Yeah.
It just so happens that all the guys in the mud are kind of throwed off right now.
Right.
They don't know who they are.
Right.
They don't know where their power comes from. They just know they got it.
Right.
And so if you can, I say to people all the time, those guys are warriors. Those guys are soldiers. They just don't have a war.
Yeah.
So they war with each other. So you need to give them their war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And direct that energy, and you can change some shit.
You guys did.
That's what I think.
You guys did.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie Straight Outta Compton?
I loved it. It wasn't my story. It was theirs.
You were in it. Your character.
Yeah, he was there.
Well, did you give him any advice or talk to him before he took on the role?
No. I just let those guys run with it, and it was a great movie.
Yeah.
But this documentary is nothing like that.
This is the real story.
It's a real story.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what I'm most proud of is that you see these people, Dr. Dre and Snoop and Cube, and they don't look like stars.
Right.
They don't come off as, Dre didn't come off as a billionaire mogul. He just comes off as my brother.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I'm really proud of, that you get to see my brother like that.
Yeah.
In a way that you don't normally see him.
Yeah.
And you see Eminem is just a fan.
Yeah.
Of music.
Yeah.
Man, or you see Erica as this. She's the neo soul queen, but in this documentary, she's just a really beautiful woman that cares a lot about a guy.
Yeah.
And they had a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're great co-parents, and they love one another, and they're, so there's a lot of really cool stuff about this documentary that humanizes us in a way that you get to see us as more than just fucking people on a record cover or people on a video. We're human beings that go through shit.
Right.
Yeah, like how y'all got there in the first place.
Yeah. Do you have a song on GTA?
I don't know.
Isn't there like the contract or whatever?
I don't know.
You know? Oh, I thought somebody told me.
About
Grand Theft Auto?
I thought that was Dre.
Yeah.
It's Dre.
There's a Dre. It's Dre, but I think they released some music. And did you help write any of that, or were you on the track or anything?
No. In fact, when people heard that song, it's how the documentary ends. I forget the name of the song. Him and Eminem are on this record, and Dre's doing this really weird voice on the hook, and people just thought it was me.
That's what I saw, because I saw an article that popped up, and it was like D.O.C. is on a track in GTA or whatever, and I remember hearing it, and I'm like, that doesn't really sound like him.
Right, and
but
I don't want to take it away from them. If that's how they feel, and it makes them happy. Go for it.
Right.
In fact, I went and told Dre, hey, you just put my voice on it.
Yeah.
He went, shut up.
It ain't too late. We can open up that file in Pro Tools.
Yeah, man.
Now,
give me the love.
You were talking about some really talented rappers in Dallas, and you happen to be in the presence of one. I've got a song here. It's about 10 years old now, but I just want to play you a sample of it.
And the room got really...
Yeah. No, these guys are big supporters.
I'm thinking only 10 years old?
Yeah, it's going to be 10 years old this year. I'm just going to play a sample. I just want to get your critique, because you're a pioneer of modern rap. You know what I mean?
Careful, because I'm just going to tell you what I told you.
Just roast him.
I think you're going to be. I think you're going to be blown away.
Okay.
How talented I am.
No, roast his ass.
I made this back during the Dallas dance craze, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I wanted a song that I was raised Baptist, we didn't dance, right? So it's just a dance where you just move your arms back and forth. It's called the Walk Like Gumby, is what it's called.
Walk Like Gumby.
Yeah, and Gumby also, I made the beat.
Who's that rapping?
That's me.
Sam.
That's all me. I did everything. I'm gonna fast forward to the verse so you can hear my lyrical genius.
His flow.
Wow.
I mean, it just there's so much talent that's coming out of me that I had to put it on a record somewhere. Actually, honestly, you know what though? I do comedy rap obviously from time to time when I have the time. I'm not that talented, but that song, that whole thing, the style, the I try to rap a little bit like Eminem, that kind of thing. None of that would have happened. I would never have done rap like that had it not been for you guys.
Hey.
So basically, what I'm saying is you're responsible for Walk Like Gumby. Good, bad, or the ugly. Yeah.
Oh.
What'd you think? Just
I thought it was really cool. I mean, hell, I wanted a Snuggie.
Yeah. We have Walk Like Gumby Snuggies coming out. I think we're gonna do at some point. I got to talk with Sick with it, because I think he's gonna reproduce. We're gonna do a remix, a 10-year-old our 10-year anniversary remix, I think, on it. But we'll see.
He's the guy.
He is the guy. I'm like,
the guy.
There's something about his sound that's so unique that
there's a lot of really talented. I mean, bro, there's so much talent in this city.
There really is.
And I don't want to exclude Fort Worth, because I really have a problem.
I will.
And Clark lives there.
I live there.
I kind of have a problem with the way that plays itself out.
Yeah.
There is no separation for me. It's just DFW.
Yeah.
And I plan to make it a point going forward, every time I do anything press worthy, to make sure that people know that.
Yeah.
Because Dallas Fort Worth is it's a huge machine that is super powerful. It's just not working because it's not plugged up.
Right.
You know what I
We
mean?
got to dust it off, plug it back in.
You know what I mean? It's so stupid. And I went and I talked to this guy, this billionaire from Fort Worth, and I was asking him for some money.
Yeah.
For a school that I'm building.
How cool. You're building a school?
I'm trying to build a school inside Fair Park.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Based around all arts, entertainment, and technology.
Oh, yeah.
Filmmaking and television, music production.
Wow.
I'm trying to make Dallas a destination space.
Yeah.
I need an A room inside Fair Park.
Yeah.
It's inside the Women's Museum is where I want to put this space. I need an A room that's so cold that I can get Dre to come spend a week here just because it's such a great room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need Snoop and Pharrell and these people to want to come here and spend time here because of that room. And so that's where my heart is. So I went and asked this guy for some, it's going to take me about $15 million so I can get this thing up and moving.
Right.
And he said, man, I'd love to help you out. But generally, Fort Worth doesn't give money past 35 East and vice versa. And I was like, how fucking stupid is that? Like, he says it goes all the way back to the Amon Carter days. And, the sister cities have always had this sort of big brother, little brother kind of thing going on. And I told him his name is Churchill, Will Churchill. And I said, we're going to work on that together, bro, because that's just dumb.
You think he made all those billions in one city? Like, you have to cross lines, to start making billions of dollars. You know what I mean? You can't just let boundaries.
I know Dallas Fort Worth as a whole is one of the biggest, most powerful, most beautiful cities that they have in this country.
Absolutely.
And there's no reason why we shouldn't all be grabbing our nuts and acting like it.
Absolutely. I'm so with you on that. And I'm so glad to hear you say that. For over the years, I've had the opportunity to move to LA and do some other stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do what I can to help Dallas be great.
Yeah, man. It's coming, bro. It's so right here. When the Yellow Beezy thing started happening, you started to see.
He's on hip hop, World Star Hip Hop every day.
They're trying to drive the commercial aspect to what's happening in the street music here.
Yeah,
it's so many possibilities.
Yeah,
you just have to get these guys to understand that you have to put those guns down.
Right.
Nobody's gonna give you money if they think they're gonna get shot in the ass. Leaving the place. You know what I mean? You got to leave the bullshit behind. And if you want the money, now if you want the shit in your life, because some people want that, then I'm not here to talk you down off your mountain.
Right.
Do what you got to do because they got places for people that's what they want.
Yeah.
And it's called prison in the graveyard.
Right.
That's where they send you. But if you want a lot of money, you want to get to be an old fucker like me and have a lot of money.
Right.
Come over here and let me show you how to do it.
Right. I think that's so incredible. I'm going to have you sign this. I got this made so you can sign this and we can put it on the wall.
Dope.
Eric, would you pass that over to, and you can sign that to the D.O.C. And then I'm going to, again, I mentioned a couple of times that I was on, we were on Judge Steve Harvey. So I'm going to sign one for you. We're going to do an autograph swap. I'm doing a signed limited edition Michael Zavala 5x7 for you as well.
You should feel honored.
Yeah, this is this marker doesn't work. Might be a sign. I'll sign it after the show.
I should sign this to you.
You can just sign it.
Sign
I'm going to put it on the hallway so everyone knows that you were here. But I'll sign this to you. I'll make this personalized to you. This Michael Zavala. I know you guys still get together, like Snoop and Dre and stuff every now and then. I see you guys on Instagram and stuff. And next time you need someone to carry your luggage, I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
No, he can't. No, with his leg.
He can't do that.
No.
Well, I mean, it makes it stronger.
No, he can't.
It makes me stronger.
Titanium.
Yeah, it's titanium.
Oh yeah.
But no, I've always said this, and I know this is not. I'm not the first one to say this, but I've never smoked weed in my life.
Oh wow.
And do you have the marker? I always said if I was going to do it, the one and only time would be with Snoop Dogg. So next time he's in town, hit me up. I'll come over, and then you guys can videotape me for TikTok as I pass out.
That's dope.
Yeah. But
cool. We'll get some markers. We'll mark on them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, put a little mustache. But
it's not gonna be a mustache.
Where can people find out more about what you're doing, your projects, your school? Like, how can they reach you?
That's a pretty good question. And I everything happens in my life right now. Everything happens organically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if it's in you, if you're within the sound of this voice, and if it's in you to want to build with me and help this city go to the next level, because everything New York has, everything LA has, everything places like Nashville and Atlanta and Miami have, you have.
Yeah.
You just haven't connected the dots and made it what it can be.
Right.
And if you're ready to take that leap, then find me.
Yeah. That's the first part of the journey, right?
Yeah,
Finding you.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak for everyone in this room, but this studio, however I can help, whatever I can do personally, I'm on the same mission that you are. In a way, I think you're more invested, have more pull than I do. But any way I can help,
thanks, man.
I'm always here for you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. The D.O.C. has been an honor. Eric, would you give this to him real quick? I just want to make sure.
I got one question because it sounds like we're about to get out of here.
Yeah.
Who you got tonight?
Mavericks.
All right.
All
day, all day.
I mean, now that's a generic answer. You know,
I'm not trying to like put you on the spot, but I mean,
that's funny.
Yeah, you can scan that little QR code and it goes right over to Hulu and opens the episode, so you can see Eric and I battle it out over my scooter accident.
That's
which
cool.
which we kind of have a bond because I was wearing your shirt.
Absolutely, to Doc.
Incredible. So
yeah, that is amazing. Who are the people behind you in this picture?
They're the jury. I don't know. They were like,
oh, wait a minute. This is at the real court.
Yeah. We don't have Steve in that
is
picture.
Funny.
If you go out into the hallway when you leave, we have a poster that we had made, like it looks like a movie poster, and it's got Steve, Eric, and me up there, and we try to make as light of it as possible. So
very cool.
It's a cool thing. So anyway, thank you so much for coming out. And you said you had the Mavs?
Yeah, but but the NBA is a tough call, right?
Yeah.
Is Chris Paul gonna show up? Is
he gonna blow another 2-0 lead?
You know what I mean? Is Luka gonna get the help he needs?
True.
You know, like those guys are. It's gonna be an interesting game. You know, I'm rooting for us.
Yeah.
Because I do love Luka to death. I think the guy's just insanely talented and super ballsy.
Yeah.
Love him.
Good deal.
Well, thank you so much. Again, I can't even explain to you how much you just showing by and talking with us for an hour has how excited I am about that. Thank you so much for it.
Pleasure's mine, guys. I really appreciate the help getting the word out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about your documentary coming out soon.
Big deal.